Today I'm going to show you how you can dress up your videos a little bit in Camtasia. And I'm going to start using these 4 animal clips that I used in a previous video that I did that was called Animals They're Just Like Us. The first thing I'm going to do is to pull the clips down into the timeline, and like that. The dog, and we have the cat. Let's make this a little bigger. Okay, so we're going to make the duration of each clip around 7 seconds or so. And you can see where I'm doing that, how the time is changing down there until we get to around 7-ish. Then the cat is next. And we'll make the cat around 7. Oh, that's perfect. And then we have the ape clip. We'll get that down to about 7 or so. And then the pangolin. And we will resize the pangolin down to 7. Now let's make this a little bigger so we can see it a little bit better. So when you play this, you're going to find that, of course, the clips go from one clip to another. So there's our dog. And there's our cat. And there's our ape. And there's our pangolin. So it just goes from one to another. Okay, before we get into the transitions, I'm going to resize these so that it completely fills the screen. Okay, so there's the dog. Make sure I select the appropriate clip, or I will wonder why it's not doing what I want. I just don't want to see all that black in the background. And then go to the ape clip, click on that. It's resized itself. And then the pangolin. Okay, so we resize that. So all of them are 7-ish seconds long, and we'll go all the way back to the beginning. So what I don't want is for these clips to just go from, just click from one thing to another like automatically like a hiccup. So what we're going to do is we're going to put into some transitions. And the way you do that is to go over here to this left menu and click on transitions. It even tells you what a transition is on there. Okay, so click on transitions. And your transitions will pop up. Now notice that there seems to be a billion transitions. They're really not, but it just seems that way when you're scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and trying to figure out which transitions you want to use. And I will show you how to fix that after I show you how to do this. So let's go up to the transitions, and on this particular video I sort of had fun with the transitions. I just picked one of everything, and so every clip showed a different transition. Normally on my videos I don't do that. I have a specific transition that I use at the beginning when I'm doing the introduction. I have like a puppet that's speaking, and then it goes to an intro screen. And I use a different transition for that I use in a regular video. But here it doesn't matter. We're just going to pick one of each. When you mouse over this, it will show you a little bit about what the transition does. That's kind of helpful, I guess. And then what you're going to do is drag it down. And when you drag it down, this green thing appears. And that tells you that the transition is there. So if we click on it, and there it goes, into the cat. Then let's go down here into the bees and just pick another one. we'll do, here's a blob. It says it's a blob 2. And then let's see what that transition looks like. Okay, there's that. That looks a little better than the first one. And then let's go down into the sea somewhere. Oh, there's a heart. Let's use the heart. I think I used that in my animal video. Okay, so we'll go and play through that and see what that looks like. And there's the heart. So we have transitions going through each one of our videos. So when we play the clip back, then we will see our transitions. And when you're done, you can decide which ones you like and all that sort of thing. Now, what happens if you don't like one and you really hate it? Like this one, I really don't like this one. Well, what you do is you can click on it and select it. And the way you can tell that it is selected is it will turn all gold like this. And then all you have to do is hit the delete key and that will get rid of it. And then you can choose another transition and see if you like that better. We'll pick card flip and pull that down and then see what that looks like. There's card flip. Okay, so in this way you can test it out and then delete the ones you hate and add in the ones you like and all that. Now let me give you a warning about this deleting business. Sometimes this can be really temperamental, especially if your timeline is too short. So not that much. So let's shorten it up a little bit. It's really hard when the timeline is this short to click on it and select it. It's going to try to select one of your clips. So make sure that your timeline is long enough to where you can actually select the clip. You can fiddle with it and then finally select it. So that's all you'll have to do if you have that kind of problem. Now, as I said, there are tons of these things. And so what you do is there's this thing that's called favorites up here. And notice up here, so click on favorites. And here I already have a bunch of favorites that I have for my transitions. I don't have any other favorites. That's why you don't see anything else in there. I just did that on the transitions. Maybe later on, when I get better at doing this, I'll have more stuff in there, but right now I don't. Now, if you're trying to pick the transitions you want, the way you get it in here in this favorites bar is to go down to transitions, and then of course you're scrolling through these billions of transitions. And let's say that you like drawbridge, and you want to put, you're going to use drawbridge 100,000 times, and so you want to put it in your favorites. Notice when I mouse over this, there's a little star here. See that star? Well, what you do is you click the star, and that will put it into your favorites. So if you go back here to your favorites, you should see that drawbridge has appeared. And generally, they're not in alphabetical order. They go in there in the order that you have starred them. Now, if you decide later on that you don't like drawbridge, all you have to do is to unstar it like this, and then it disappears. So that's all there is to that. So that's how you use transitions in Camtasia and how you use your favorites bar.